Welcome back to Tech Talks from Commercial Baking. In this episode, sponsored by Middleby Bakery Group, I am speaking with Matt Zielsdorf, Global Category Manager for Specialty Bread and Pastry, and Fons Olfers, Sales and Project Manager. And we are discussing artisan and specialty bread production capabilities through GBT, one of the newest brands in the Middleby portfolio. Matt and Fons, thanks so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
So this is really exciting. We get a chance to talk about GBT, which, like I mentioned, is the newest brand in the Middleby portfolio. And this brand has a lot of equipment that's designed for artisan and specialty bread. So I guess I just want to start off by talking about the fact that this is a category that's really hit a high point in the past few years. How do you guys see that impacting bakers who are making these types of products at scale?
Joni, I think I would start by saying that artisan breads are known for their traditional techniques, long fermentation times, hand shaping, and scaling those processes and maintaining that handmade quality requires investment in technology that mimics and supports those techniques, like advanced mixing, advanced makeup lines, proofing, and precision ovens. Bakers, need to adapt these technologies to ensure that their end product remains true to the artisan character, but at the same time, they face other big challenges with scaling. And a lot of times that involves, more automation in areas that were probably mostly done by hand. Artisan breads they typically command a premium price. Scaling can introduce a lot of new cost pressures. Bakers need to manage the costs carefully, consider economies of scale that come from larger production volumes. And that's where GBT comes in. GBT's bread lines, everything from the dividing to the makeup to the intermediate proof to the final proof to the bake to the freezing, the cooling. We have those things, and these GBT bread lines can certainly help.
I like what you said, Matt, that, there is this sort of fine line to walk because there is this quality and specific product attributes that artisan and specialty breads have. But then you have to have that consistency, and you want to have consistency while still making it look sort of handmade. So in that context, what are some of the biggest machinability issues that come with creating artisan breads and other specialty items like pita and flatbread? And then on top of that, what specific GBT equipment capabilities can help bakers overcome those machinability issues?
For the artisan bread, as you know, it's often hydration doughs that are minimally processed and quite sticky, so they're tough to handle. So automatic machinery might struggle with these doughs because they need to require gentle handling to maintain desired texture and structure. And if you go to pita or flatbread, this requires doughs that are normally lower hydration and that need to be stretched out and rolled thinly and evenly. So there the rollout systems and shaping systems will do their work. Regarding the fermentation and proofing, the artisan bread, as Matt mentioned, has long fermentation periods, and they use natural leavening like sourdough starters, and they can complicate the integration of automation in fermentation and proofing processes. So precise control over temperature and humidity is very important to achieve the desired flavors and textures. For pita bread, these products need specific proofing times to ensure the puff that they get in the oven. So the automatic proofing systems are tuned up to achieve the right balance between the overproofing and underproofing of the dough. Consistency in product and product shape and size is also important. The artisan bread hand shaping is a hallmark of artisan bread, and achieving consistent shapes and sizes with machines can be difficult. For pita bread, the machines must uniformly shape and cut the pita and flatbread dough to ensure consistent thickness and size. Any variation can lead to uneven baking or inconsistent product quality. The baking is also very important. Requires specific baking conditions, such as high steam levels to have a crust development and exact temperature control for the browning of the product. For the pita bread, in particular, we need very high temperatures, over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, to ensure the correct puff and these equipments effectively produce the desired puff.
So I am hearing a lot of different capabilities here. A lot of different types of bread need very specific equipment capabilities. And GBT manufactures a very wide range of machines for bread production of all types. So, what does that mean in terms of flexibility for artisan bread bakers who want to create a variety of products and do that at scale?
Yeah, you must have equipment that have a possibility for quick changeovers, because if you have a lot of products running through your lines, you have to have an execution of the divider that can handle these different weights and sizes. You can choose the right makeup equipment for each individual product, meaning the intermediate proofer with various proofing times, maybe a belt proofer in order to have the hard bread, freestanding bread in the makeup, the forming devices that can either be done by a molder or by a straight dough piece, or with a belt rounder to have a round dough piece. And these both can be interacted in the line. With the decoration, changing the seed or hopper, for example, from flour to oats, etc., which is also possible. For the freestanding breads, the choice of the final proofer can be either a peel board proofer or a belt proofer, with several levels and decks that have the possibility of individual fermentation times per product. For the flatbread, we use the continuous belt proofer with several levels, and the choice of the oven, as I said. For freestanding breads, you would need the steam, that we can have that either with wire mesh belt or with granite stone plates, steel plates are available. These are in general the main issues.
It feels like the sky's the limit for what artisan bread producers can create with GBT equipment. And then I think about, Matt, you and I go way back, and I know that you have tons of experience in this type of equipment and specialty bread production. So can you sort of walk me through how does GBT fit into the Middleby portfolio, not only in terms of all the different technologies that are available, but also in thinking about sales and support, most importantly?
I would assume that the industry sees, the legacy brands of Middleby pretty much in the pan bread and bun industry. So the GBT brand is moving Middleby into the specialty bread category that we've been discussing here this morning. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that, with Fonz and GBT and this group, we have the ability to do the makeup, but we're also working with some of our industry partners that maybe have, offer sheeted lines. So if the baker prefers a sheeted line to do the makeup versus what GBT offers, we're working with those partners with our GBT brand on the thermal side, so proofing and baking and cooling and things like that. So that kind of broadens our horizons even further. That we can be a part of an artisan bread line, whether or not they're going, say, with a standard makeup line that we would prefer, the dough ball type line, or a sheeted line. When it comes to sales and service, the sales team here in the United States that's been handling the other Middleby legacy brands has certainly stepped into that, as well as myself. Our service teams are working hand in hand with the teams in Germany. So all of the lines that are sold here in the States will be supported by our service teams here in the United States.
I was with you earlier this year in Plano at Middleby's Bakery Innovation Center. You hosted an innovation summit. And so I got to see firsthand how Middleby does partner with other equipment technologies and also other ingredient providers to look at this end to end. So I'm curious, when are we going to see some GBT equipment in the Bakery Innovation Center? Is that happening soon?
As a matter of fact, we do have the GBT Olympia divider on its way to the BIC in Plano, Texas. The Olympia divider is a fantastic dough divider. Anything from its scaling accuracy to its quick changeovers to its minimal use of oil. It's just a fantastic machine, and it has a huge reach here in the United States. So we're thrilled to have soon enough the GBT Olympia H2 divider in our possession at the BIC. It'll be available for testing for customers to come and see just how good it is.
That's awesome. So that just leads me to one last question, and that is, how can bakers get in touch to learn more about GBT equipment technology for artisan and specialty bread production, and perhaps get to the BIC to experience the Olympia in person?
Well, as far as the BIC, that would go through me. If any of the bakers are looking to schedule something here at the BIC in Plano, they should reach out to me, matt.zielsdorf@middlebybakery.com. Always the first line is to reach out to your Middleby salesperson. I work closely with all of those folks. So reach out to your Middleby sales team, reach out to me. And certainly when you're working with GBT, you'll get to even speak more with Fonz, because we work very closely together with Fonz and his team in Germany when it comes to getting these lines put together. So,
Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. It's always a pleasure to learn about what Middleby Bakery Group is doing in terms of technology, because you're always coming out with something new. So thank you so much for walking me through this today.
It's
oh,
our
you're welcome.
pleasure.
It was great to be here.